Ismael with his topic for tonight, a glass of water. A glass of water, Toastmaster Khalid Ismael.
Council's Chair, fellow judges, Toastmasters, and my dear guests, a warm good evening to you all. Good evening. During a life management seminar, a speaker ended his presentation by simply walking across to a table to pour himself a glass of water. The audience, with much curiosity, thought he would be drinking that glass of water, but instead, he raised his glass to the audience like so. The audience was amused, for now they expected a question to be asked, a simple, cliché life question. Is the glass half empty or half full? The speaker, looking at the faces of his audience, was amused as well, and then asked, finally, how heavy is this glass of water? The audience was a bit surprised and a bit confused, but nevertheless answered the question, giving ranges from 8 to 20 ounces. The speaker, listening to all these answers, finally revealed that the weight of this glass did not matter. What mattered was how heavy, how long you held the glass. If I was to hold this glass for a minute, I would not feel anything. If I was to hold this glass for an hour, I would begin to feel an ache in my arm. But if I was to hold this glass for the whole day, my arm would be numb and paralyzed. In each case, the weight of the glass did not change, but the longer I held it, the heavier it became. The stresses and worries of our lives are just like this glass of water. Think about them a bit, and you will feel nothing. Think about them a bit longer, and you'll start to feel pain. Think about them all day long, and you will be paralyzed, incapable of doing anything. At this point, we must remember, these glasses of water cannot be held up forever, and we must remember to put these glasses down. My fellow Toastmasters, the great Buddha had once said, if a problem can be solved, why worry? If the problem cannot be solved, then why worry? Our souls, our minds, our entire lives are just like rivers, forever flowing, just like the time itself. No matter what the obstacles, we flow through it, under it, over it, side by side, but always reaching our destination of self-realization, peace, and freedom. And of course, the objectives that we put so much to ourselves. But if we allow ourselves to be restrained, contained, like that glass of water, we become dirty, stagnant, and closed off to the world. But what are these problems that we like to keep in our glasses of water and raise up high for everybody else to see, and so that we could suffer? Money, family, work, positions in a competition. These are nothing but problems of the many, many problems, and they are endless. You solve one problem, and two will rise up in its place. They are never ending. But if you are compelled by God Himself to go to sleep and wake up the next day with the gift of life and to live to your fullest, and you have your faith in Him, then in the grander scheme of things, all these problems are nothing but like glasses of water that we hold, we drink, we clean, and finally put down. These problems are the equivalent of us breathing every single day. So the case in point, we cannot hold our glasses forever, nor can we hold our breaths. We must let go and we must put down. We must move on. Now, if you consider all the great men and women of the time that has changed the face of this world, from Gandhi to Mother Teresa to Nelson Mandela and a countless number of names, They did not just have their own glasses of water to contend with. They had entire dams of poverty, hate, prejudice that everybody had to keep up because they thought they could never put their hands down. But what did they do? With their drive to move forward, with their hopes and beliefs, they broke through that barrier. And today, those barriers are nothing but a mere frame of what was, is, and will be. But my fellow Toastmasters, I'm here to brag about all these kind of things, but I admit, I too have my own glasses of water that I had to contend with so long in my life. Self-worth, a place to belong, and the ability to speak up when needed. I did not aim for higher education because I was not allowed. I couldn't afford it, I was restricted. And at an early age, I had to work and work for 8 years straight, becoming nothing but a simple working drone, a cog in the overall picture, a voice in the background. I was nothing. But here I am today, a Toastmaster, a speaker, a leader, and an individual amongst his community, my new family. And here I am, sprouting all the problems that trouble me, sharing with all the great experiences that I had from my heart, and becoming a better person than who I was yesterday. And I smile at the fact that as you listen to me, you nod in agreement, you nod in acceptance, and you nod at your evaluation of what I do. And with that, I toast to you, because fully knowing that as we toast, we take our problems, we raise them up in the air, and in the end, we put them down, finally, on the table, free of it. And with that, I thank you all, the Toastmasters and everyone.